All right, we ready? Everybody's ready? All right, good evening, Pontiac community. I thank you to our guests for joining us. Happy New Year to those of you that are watching at home and everyone that's here attending our meeting in person. It is a pleasure to see all of you. We are going to get our board meeting started. The time is now 6:12 p.m. If I can have roll call, please.
VP Bowman.
Present.
Present. Trustee Booth. Present. Trustee Groves.
Present.
President Hannah.
Present.
Trustee Miller. Present. And Treasurer Terry.
Present.
That passes unanimously.
All right, thank you. If we can all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, before we proceed, I want to hope we can get right started doing the swearing in, and then I'll amend the agenda then. All right, so tonight is a special night for us because we have two newly elected trustees joining us in the name of Trustee Tanisha Miller, in the name of Trustee Jennifer Dooley, and our returning re-elected trustee, good old Trustee Kevin Gross. So at this time, we're going to proceed with our swearing-in ceremony for these individuals. So, one second, so I can get our script. All right, do they have, you got it? Ready? Ready? All right, well, we're going to get started with, before I approve it, I will. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our newly elected, appointed trustee, Tanisha Miller. If you come to the podium.
This is my guest.
Your guest as well. So Trustee Tanisha Miller will have her guests read the oath of office, and then we'll move to the next Trustee Jennifer Dooley, and then we're going to move and have the same happen for Trustee Kevin Gross. So Trustee Miller, we are ready.
I, Tanisha Miller,
I, Tanisha Miller,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm that I will support
or affirm that I will support
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this state,
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the state,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of member
of the office of member
of the Board of Education
of the Board of Education
of the school district
of the school district
of the city of Pontiac
of the city of Pontiac,
accordingly to the best of my ability.
accordingly to the best of my ability.
All right, thank you. It is official. Trustee Tanisha, did you have any words that you wanted to share?
Well, since y'all give me the opportunity, hello everyone. I am so humbled to be here to work with such an amazing district with the other members on the board. I look forward to doing great things and continue to add to the great things that's already going on here in the city of Pontiac. Thank you for trusting me. I promise I won't let you down, and I look forward to I look forward to a great 6 years doing what's best for the city and for our students. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now we will have Trustee Jennifer Dooley and her guests.
I'm going to ask Prophet Deshaun Jackson to come and administer my oath.
Okay.
Okay. I, Jennifer Dooley,
I, Jennifer Dooley,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the state,
of the state,
and that I will
and that I will
faithfully discharge
faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of
the duties of the office of
member of the Board of Education
member of the Board of Education
of the School District of
the School District of
the City of
the
Pontiac
City of Pontiac
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability. Thank you. Yes.
Yes, and Trustee Dooley.
I just want to thank every voter that went out and supported me. I intend to represent, bring all educational stakeholders to the table with the city to excel our district. But before I go any further, there are two people that mean a lot to me in this process. The first one was just up here. Come back, Deshaun, Prophet Deshaun. When I retired, I was done. I was done with education. I was just done. And I remember on a 4:00 a.m. prayer, she said to me, Dooley, the Lord is saying you're not finished. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm finished. And she said God was going to use me mightily in the area of education. So here I am. And hopefully, not hopefully, I will, because I'm moving in the name of the Lord. And what I do will be based on biblical principles to do the right thing. And we always say, what would Jesus do? And I see some people probably thinking you don't mix state and school or God and school together. But look on your money. It says, in God we trust. So in God I trust. Thank you, Deshaun. The next person, very dear to my heart, I could not have done it without this woman. This woman ran the campaign. She knew what to do, how to do it, when to do it, what to do. So none other than my friend, my campaign manager, Carol Turpin. Thank you, everybody. I welcome you to these meetings. Don't just let this be your only meeting. Come out, support us. Let us work together to move this district forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, now we have Trustee Kevin Gross.
Before I take this oath, I always ask my brother to do this for me because this is who I admire and I look up to throughout my entire life. And this being my fourth election that I won, he has done this for me all 4 times. So I appreciate him being here and doing this again. And I thank him because this is who I look up to.
I don't want to blow this.
You should be used to it. You good?
All right. I, G. Kevin Gross,
I, G. Kevin Gross,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm
or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this state,
and the Constitution of this state,
and I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of member of the Board of
of
Education
member of the Board of Education
of the School District of the City of
of
Pontiac
the School District of the City of Pontiac
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability. I too would, first of all, thank those citizens in the City of Pontiac who made the decision to bring me back here, and I appreciate that. And I don't take this for granted. I truly enjoy what I do here. I just completed 12 years as a board member, and I'm now into this new election. So I'm grateful that now I'm the longest tenured board meeting member on this board, following the footsteps of Carol Turpin, who was the longest. And I appreciate your support. But I want to thank a few people. Mayor, I want to thank you for accepting the invite and coming out to see me. Council President Pro Tem, Mike McGinnis, and Councilwoman Melanie Rutherford, thank you for coming over here. That's important to me, to know that I have good friends on the other side that support what I'm trying to do here in this district. I want to thank my brother and each and every one of you. But there's somebody truly important to me that's been supporting me now for quite some time, and I want to thank my wife. I watched her at those polls, and she made sure you couldn't get past her unless you took a Kevin Gross flyer. And I mean, she worked, and I tried to give her a break. I tried to feed her, and she says, no, I'm missing somebody. She kept going and going and going. So I got tired before she did. So I came home a little early, right before the election polls closed, but she stayed. And she made sure that the job was done. And I appreciate you, honey, and I thank you. And the saying goes, besides every great man, there's a greater woman. And that's a fact. And she is my rock, and I thank you. So thank everybody for this. I appreciate this. Thank you, board. Let's go to work.
Let's go to work.
Yes, but we can still have a little fun.
Yes. Thank you. And congratulations again. All right, I would like to amend the agenda. There are 2 items I need to add onto our working agenda. The first, I would like to add under General Counsel Human Resource items, under discussion and action item, employee Kern versus Pontiac School District. And the other item I would like to add to our agenda will be under the Board of Education, regular working agenda, separation agreement with Kelly Williams for discussion and for action. With that being said, I would like to move forward and get an approval. Can I get a motion for the approval of our agenda, please?
So
Of
moved.
the amended agenda, please.
So moved.
Thank you. It's been moved by trustee.
Adam Steele.
And I would like to also add, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Can you rescind your motion and support? I need to rescind it.
I know what you.
Okay, thank you.
I rescind it.
I need to add also to our agenda the swearing in for trustee Kevin Gross under the call to order. So now if I can get an approval for the amended agenda, a motion for the amended agenda.
Support.
Thank you. It's been moved by trustee Dooley, supported by trustee Gross to amend the agenda. Any questions? Roll call.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Dooley? Yes. Trustee Gross?
Yes.
President Hannah?
Yes.
Trustee Miller?
Yes.
Treasurer Terry?
Yes.
And VP Bowman?
Yes.
That passes 7-0.
Thank you. And now if I can get a motion to accept the approved amended agenda, please.
So moved.
It's been approved, it's been motioned by VP Bowman, supported by trustee Dooley to approve the amended agenda. Any questions? Roll call.
Trustee Dooley? Trustee Gross?
Yes.
President Hannah?
Yes.
Trustee Miller?
Yes.
Treasurer Terry?
Yes.
VP Bowman?
Yes.
And I'm voting yes. That passes 7-0.
All right, thank you very much. Moving down to awards and recognition, Interim Superintendent Dr. Leverett, the meeting is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Hannah. Good evening, everyone. This is School Board Recognition Month. Excuse me. The key to a brighter future for Michigan's children is a strong public education system. Every day, students count on public schools to help prepare them for a successful future. Whether they understand it or not, they count on adults across the state ensuring they have access to resources to help them learn, keep their buildings safe, and have qualified teachers to guide them. It takes a pure, unwavering commitment to a community to make this all possible. Yet, at the end of the day, the true superheroes contributing to the success of our students are just ordinary citizens with extraordinary dedication to public schools, our school board members. These individuals approach their volunteer work like it is a full-time job, and for some, they value their work on the board as more important than their chosen profession. Their job is to establish a vision for the education program, design a structure to achieve that vision, ensure that schools are accountable to the community, and strongly advocate for continuous improvement in student learning. The job of a school board member is tough. The hours long, and thanks few and far between. Too often, we're quick to criticize school board members without really understanding the complex nature of their decisions. We have to remember to take time to thank them for their entire efforts. The month of January marks the observance of School Board Recognition Month. This is an opportunity to show our year-round appreciation for these servant leaders and begin to better understand how local trustees work together to prepare today's students to be tomorrow's leaders. We encourage you to join with others throughout our community, state, and nation to salute the individuals who provide grassroots governance of public schools each and every day. Let's give a big round of applause of thank you to our school board members. We thank you and appreciate you as we continue to move the district forward. And you have a token of our appreciation from administration. Thank you. We certainly appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. We'll continue.
I'll be right back.
All right, thank you. Continuing on with our awards and recognitions, this certificate of distinction, and you will hear from this young man later this evening as he provides a comprehensive blueprint and outline in terms of the goals moving forward with our career tech ed department. But this certificate of distinction is proudly presented to you, Brian Sherman, in recognition of being selected as a winner of the MDE, Michigan Department of Education 2025 Career and Technical Education Excellence in Practice Award, Business and Community Partnership for Pontiac High School's Early Childhood Education Program. We appreciate you, Mr. Sherman, given this 13th day of January 2025 in Pontiac, Michigan. We are very excited. We are on the move with our Career Tech Ed department. I had an opportunity to visit Peace a few weeks ago and to see our high school students connected with our preschool students and the opportunity that they have to be exposed to the curriculum, to be exposed to that environment, and how the littlest ones really look up to our high school students. So this is a partnership that has actually come to fruition, and it's one that we have been identified as a district at the state level, and we are extremely proud. This evening, Mr. Sherman, we recognize you and we thank you. Please come forward. This next certificate of distinction is proudly presented to Mrs. Esperanza Harrington in recognition of your achievement of obtaining certification as a District C teamship coach. Thank you for your commitment to providing our students exceptional learning and career development opportunities. Ms. Esperanza Harrington, we appreciate you, given this 13th day of January 2025.
Spoke with Ms. Harrington today. She called and says, please, Mr. Gross, go up there and accept my award. So like they do in Academy Awards. On behalf of Ms. Harrington, I will accept this award on her behalf, and thank you all. God bless.
Thank you.
This next certificate of distinction is proudly presented to Raquel Welch Johnson. Mrs. Welch Johnson, in recognition of obtaining certification as a District C teamship coach, thank you for your commitment to providing our students exceptional learning and career development opportunities. We appreciate you given this 13th day of January 2025. Ms. Raquel Welch Johnson, thank you.
I'll accept hers too. Thank you.
Certificate of distinction, This certificate is proudly presented to Justin Brantley. Mr. Brantley, in recognition of your achievement of obtaining certification of a District C teamship coach, thank you for your commitment to providing our students exceptional learning and career development opportunities. We appreciate you, Justin, given this 13th day of January 2025. Congratulations. Thank you. Appreciate you, Justin.
All right, thank you, Dr. Leverett. Board, we'll start with the board with any comments.
Congratulations. Thank you all so much for the hard work that you do, and thank you for being a part of the PSD family. We appreciate you greatly.
All right, thank you. Trustee Gross.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I truly love when we do this because it shows how we feel about your commitment as staff. And listen, I say this all the time. I've been saying this now, and I'm gonna keep reiterating this. Over the last 12 years that I've been here, that this is not an easy job to do, working for the schools. It takes more than just, first of all, you guys don't get paid enough. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that at the table. But I've always been someone who believed that in education, it should be the highest paid position it is, because in your positions, you teach those to become whatever. Doctors, lawyers, firemen, police officers, board members, mayor, council, it starts with you. And so it takes a lot to be committed to what you do. So if we can just, the little things that we can do to show our appreciation, let's continue to do so, because trust and believe, we appreciate you. We really do. And I'm glad that we're doing this, and I appreciate Dr. Leverett for implementing this part of our board agenda, is to recognize our staff and students. So let's continue to do this in 2025, and
All right.
let's have fun.
All right, thank you. Secretary Davis Smith.
I just wanted to congratulate you guys again. I appreciate you going beyond your scope of your position, and it takes all of us to be a great district. And so I appreciate each and every one who works in our school district, no matter the position. And just keep up the good work, and thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Treasurer Terry.
Yes. I just want to say thank you, first of all, for being that example to our students, that they have that example that it doesn't matter how old you are, you still can make progress and still do things and accomplish stuff. So I just want to say thank you for being that example. Continue to let your light shine. Continue to be that example for the other, I guess you want to say, staff members as well, but not also them, but as far as the students goes too, so they can always see somebody there that's doing something positive and continue to educate themselves and make themselves better. So thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Miller, did you have something you would like to say?
Yes, thank you. President Hannah, I just want to say thank you for everything that all of our educators do. Thank you for the time that you spend, the dedication that you have to our students, one of which is my own. So I really appreciate you all. And congratulations to all the parties that were recognized tonight. Continue to do great things here in the City District of Pontiac, and we look forward to moving forward great together.
Thank you. And Trustee Dooley.
I thank you for being a lifelong learner. I'm excited to see how those certifications will be shared with other teachers. I'm excited to see how those certifications will support increased academic achievement with sustainable, measurable results for our students. So keep learning.
Thank you. And I just want to add, Mr. Sherman, I see you. Mr. Brantley, we know this CTE program is the key, the secret sauce for Pontiac School District. And I am so excited with the efforts that you all are putting in to really bringing this to pass. I know we'll hear about it in your presentation, but I just want to say to you, Mr. Brantley, thank you. for your dedication. Thank you to Mr. Sherman for sticking with this, for really helping us to move the needle and really get this implemented for our students so that our community can be better. So I really appreciate your commitment to our district and this work within our CTE program. And as Trustee Gross said, Ms. Harrington, she did reach out to us to say she can't be here, but she's really excited about being acknowledged for her work in this area. So Ms. Harrington, we appreciate you as well as Ms. Johnson for your commitment to this work as well. So thank you all. All right, moving down on our agenda, recognition of our elected officials. Again, good evening to our board members, but also good evening to our mayor, Mr. Tim Grimo, our president of City Council, Mr. Mike McGinnis, and our City Councilwoman, Melanie Rutherford. And if there's any other elected officials here that I do not see standing up. I don't see anybody else. So thank you. Thank you for coming to support us at our meeting, and we really do appreciate you being here. All right. Yes, Melanie, did you have something to share, Councilwoman?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. That's how you do it. The secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but building the new, and that was said by Socrates. Every day as a councilwoman, we are given the task to build and mend bridges. We have to go about the change that we want to be. And so in this year, as my lovely Vanna White, Mr. Assistant President Mike McGinnis, get up and get the bag so I can pass them out as I talk. Yeah, hold on one second. You'll get used to it. Real quick. 3 minutes. So I believe that in order to change the narrative, we must change the energy, right? So I made y'all some survival kits so you can survive in your room. And not just pass them out, sir. Go ahead, I'll tell you. We're gonna have fun. I know y'all all serious, but we have fun over there in this part. So if you look in the bag, once you get it, I want everybody to see it. It's the year in review of everything we've done in the illustrious, the best district ever, District 1. It tells you about, shut up. It tells you about all the highlights. The second thing for your survival kit, you're going to get thirsty. And in your meeting, pull it out. You see the cup? You got a cup so you can not, quench your thirst. And then you're going to say, I don't know the resources of the city. Where else do I go? And I don't want to call Mel because I don't know who she going to be today. Is it going to be Councilwoman Rutherford? Is it going to be Melanie Mel? Is it going to be the deliverer? Well, today I'm Councilwoman Rutherford. And here are the resources and the numbers for everybody you need to call. Last but certainly not least, I'm going to challenge you to do something. 2 months ago, I got baptized, and my pastor told me, Mel, be as loud with your apology as you are with your offense. Oftentimes, people try to perp because it's election time and everybody want to make amends. And if you know me for real, you know I don't say nothing unless I mean it. I publicly want to say we both have lacked on both sides of having great communication. We both have lacked on both sides of respecting each other's roles and in a position. So I apologize because I can do that. I'm big enough to do that. And the question is, are we going to do it right this time together or keep working separately? Now, this is the challenge. You already say you ready? Okay. Guess what happens January the 25th? This is so exciting. At 3 o'clock. There is a meeting, a real one, down at the Alley Cat at 31 North Saginaw. I am challenging this new board who says they want to work together, be innovative, not have no issues, and if we have a problem with somebody, we're going to call to come to the district meetings of all council people. Like when President McGinnis leaves, he got a meeting. You can't go today, but maybe you can go next month. The reason why is this. We cannot say we are a real city trying to build, grow, evolve, and change when we're having petty politics. And so I go to Trinity Baptist Church, and we are taught that if you have an ought against your brother, you bring it to them. And if that don't work, you go get another person. And if that don't work, you go get 3 people. And then you go get the pastor, and then you get kicked out. All I'm challenging y'all to do is this time, come to the district meetings, find out what's going on and everything so that you don't have to listen to the rumor mill. So you don't listen to hearsay, and you can get the answers that you need. This is the report. See how lovely it looks? Give it up for our Vanna White. He did give it out. Give it up for Vanna White. And I'm done. That's it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dad.
Thank you.
And I have it added to the, I have it added to the calendar for Saturday, the 25th at 3.
Appreciate you so much.
Appreciate you. Thank you. And Mayor Graham, would you like to have a few words?
Yeah, just briefly, thank you.
Okay.
No, it was not actually at all. That was not the intent. I really just wanted to congratulate the three trustees on their election. I want to begin, of course, with the re-election of Trustee Gross. Congratulations. 4 elections really speaks to how the community respects you and believes in you, and really believes in the work you do on behalf of the students of the district. But maybe even more importantly, since they're newly elected for the first time, I want to congratulate Trustee Miller, Trustee Dooley. I know that the community has put their faith in you and that you are terrific additions to this school board. I want to echo similar comments to Councilwoman Rutherford, which is we at the city have really appreciated the opportunities that we have had to collaborate with the school district, and we look forward to embracing additional opportunities in the years ahead. So please, let's work together to identify ways that we can work together, both city government and the school district, to move forward on behalf of the students of this community and make sure that they're really optimizing all of their learning and enrichment opportunities. And then most importantly of all, I really do want to thank all of the school board members, all 7 of you, for your service. I know you're not doing it for the pay. I know that it's a thankless job, but it's an incredibly important job, and the community believes in you and trusts you to really work on behalf of our community's students. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't say the same about all of the educators in the district. And when I talk about educators, I mean each and every employee in the district, from administrators to cafeteria workers and janitors and custodians in the buildings, because they all are essential to the education of our community's children. So thank you all, and congratulations to the awardees tonight. You're obviously the leading lights among the educators here, but each and every educator pours their heart and soul into improving the lives and futures of our children. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Grimo. President McGinn.
Happy New Year. I just want to say, this is the best-looking school board in America, ladies and gentlemen. A beautiful school board.
Thank you, sir.
I'll leave it at that. Just, I know there's many birthdays in the room from Vice President Bowman and Trustee Gross and Dr. Leverett. Happy birthday to all the grown and sexy Capricorns in this beautiful, beautiful school board.
You got such a great...
right before mine.
You have such a great memory. Thank you. Thank you. All right. We're going to continue with our agenda. Again, thank you, City Council, for coming over here and to share with us during our meeting. All right. If I can get a motion for the approval of the consent agenda, please.
So move.
Support.
It's been moved by Trustee Gross, supported by VP Bowman, to approve the consent agenda. Is there any questions? Roll call, please.
Trustee Gross,
Yes.
President Hannah,
Yes.
Trustee Miller,
Yes.
Treasurer Terry,
Yes.
VP Bowman,
Yes.
I'm voting yes, and Trustee Dooley.
Yes.
That passes 7-0.
All right, thank you. Information from the superintendent and administration. Dr. Leverett, the meeting is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Hannah. At this time, I will call Brian Sherman to provide an overview of the CTE department and what the future of that looks like moving forward when we consider the work of the Michigan Department of Ed and their top 10 in 10 in terms of where we want to be in the state as well as in the country. This is one of those key pillars for us as a district as we advance student achievement, as we think about post-secondary opportunities and credentialing for students entering college and career readiness. So with that being said, I will let you know that Mr. Sherman has done a great job, and we still have lots of work to do, but this is a report that I think that you will find beneficial. So with that being said, good evening, Mr. Sherman.
Good evening, Dr. Leverett, District Administration, and the Board of Education. Welcome to our new trustees. I'm glad to be here this evening to give you the state of the CTE department, where we've come and where we are moving as the district puts together its strategic plan. Next slide, please. So everything we do in the CTE department revolves around Michigan's top 10 strategic plan. This relates to Perkins 5, which is a lot of the funding that comes for career and technical education. Through that, this improves the health, safety, and wellness of all of our learners within the district, expands all secondary learning opportunities for all of our students, helps to increase the percentage of students who graduate from high school, and also to increase the percentage of adults with a post-secondary credential that will lead them to some sort of employment. Next slide, please. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the faculty that are working hard throughout the CTE department. I've got Kayla Tatamy in my office, who works with me as my CTE specialist. Justin Brantley, who you saw here, is in our engineering area. Raymond Kaufman is the new aerospace aviation teacher at the high school. Miss Ann Munn, she is our health sciences faculty from Oakland University, teaching our CNA PCT program. Miss Suzanne Palmer, who's also our other engineering teacher. Mr. Leonard Sanford, our building substitute, who's in our JROTC program right now. Miss Caroline Shalal, who's in our business admin program. Miss Esperanza Harrington, who's in our finance and our marketing program. Miss Emanuela Shepard, who is in our health sciences program, part-time, teaching our elective course there. Miss Spiker, who is our new education general teacher for our early childhood ed program. And Sergeant Kurt Wilson, who is our second Army JROTC instructor. We also have Mr. Michael Motzny, who is over at ITA right now, who teaches a few business management courses at ITA 9 through 12, and then Miss Candace Wrigley, who teaches the middle school careers and computers class, which will be leading into the 8th grade course that the students will take before they come to the high school. Then in the non-instructional side, Miss Shauna Jackson, who is our college and career readiness coordinator, who has most eloquently done this PCT program for over a decade now. Miss Stephanie Matthews, our college and career readiness specialist, who also works with our PCT program and other college and career readiness initiatives. And Miss Tamara Nelson, who is our college and career readiness tutor, who works with our PCT and CNA students. Next slide, please. So this is where we started when I was hired on with the district in August of 2023. We had 7 programs at the high school: engineering, IT, health sciences, business admin, finance, marketing, and Army JROTC. Out of those 7, only 4 of those were state approved, and that was our business, our finance, our marketing, and our Army JROTC. Next slide, please. We have wildly expanded on that. So on the left is where we started. On the right, we've added 2 new state-approved programs, engineering and health sciences PCT CNA. We've also added 2 brand new programs with state approval automatically out the gate. That is our Ed General program for the early childhood ed program, and our public safety program, which is at OCC for the Fire Academy. We have 2 new CTE programs that are pending state approval: our IT program and our aviation program. IT's been in the district for a while. We're just waiting for the final approval from the state for it to be approved. Hopefully we should be getting that this month. And then aviation was also put in the fall, since we've launched that program, and that will be state approved as well. Next slide, please. So with the addition of all the new programs and the ones that are pending, by the time we get this done this month, every program that is offered at Pontiac High School will be state approved, and we will start capturing funding for those programs, 61A1 and 61B. What we are doing is working. With the new additions we've had in one school year, in the bottom left-hand portion of the slide here, I have put the funding from last year to this year. So in our 61A1 grant funding from the MDE in 23-4, we had a little over $12,000, $12,300, and then when we received our award letter for this year, we have doubled that with the new state-approved programs, up to $25,620. 61D, much of the same. Last year, we received $16,544. This year, we have received $26,618, and that's still with 2 additional programs yet to be put on the books. That doesn't include the early childhood ed program, because we won't be able to capture funding for that until next year. It's 1 year delayed. IT and aviation are not a part of that yet, and then neither is the Fire Academy, because that was also a spring approval last year for start this year. So we should be able to capture funding for all the remaining 4 this year for implementation next year. Next slide, please. With that, as Dr. Leverett has made the announcement, Pontiac is receiving one of 4 MDE OCTE Excellence in Practice Awards at the Michigan Career Ed Conference in about 2 weeks. From the letter we received from the state superintendent in Career and Tech Ed, saying it gives her great pleasure to announce that our early childhood ed program is receiving the Excellence in Practice Award for Business Community Partnerships. It's noted they only give 4 of these out every year to any school. We are the only traditional K through 12 school that is getting one of these. The other 3 are career centers or academies. So we're doing it right. So
I'm gonna say we doing it.
we're doing it. And I have to say, and Dr. Leverett can vouch for this one because she was my first call. When I called her, Trustee Gross, I took your words.
Yes. Yes.
It's not Rochester. It's not West Bloomfield. It's who?
Pontiac.
There we go. There we go.
My man. My
Next
man.
slide, please. In the past year and a half, we forged new partnerships in the CTE department. Oakland University for the Early Childhood Ed program, OCC for the State Fire Academy, AOPA, the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association for the high school aviation curriculum, FORVIA for the engineering technology and other CTE departmental support. We are now a National Technical Honor Society school district, which I'm very happy about that one. That is a replica of the National Honor Society, but strictly for career and tech ed. So we will be launching that at graduation time, and luckily it matches our colors, so we don't have to do much else. Williams International, we are engaging them in the aviation program for eventual student internship placement in 4 years when we get to the completer part of this. That will also open up a new area for engineering, aviation engineering. So a different sub-pathway, which is an area of high demand within Oakland County right now. So next slide, please. Now with that, about a year ago, I want to say a little over a year ago, FORVIA came out. And they toured the high school for the implementation of some projects and stuff that we were doing through them out there. They brought a film crew to do a promotional video on what we are doing at the high school with our partnership for FORVIA. This came out right before Christmas. I was tagged in it, so this will be the first time a lot of us have ever seen this. So, Ms. Wright.
Trade School Development Project is in addition to their career technical education program that they already have implemented at the school.
Engineering, getting computers into their hands to where we're about to put industry-leading software for CAD/CAM development, as well as expanding the digital curriculum in not only the engineering area, but in business and finance, soon to be information technology, all vital areas here in southeastern Michigan that employers are actively looking for people to hire, and they're targeting our students for when they graduate.
Two of the softwares that we've granted to the school are called iSub and ZSpace software. These two platforms work very well together in that they both provide certifications for the students that they can take to a future employer, and that employer can in turn verify that certification online just as they would a college degree. The iSub software is more of the curriculum-based information that the students need to go through, the lessons that they'll learn, the preparation materials that they need for the testing itself, and then the certification after they pass that program. The ZSpace software is like the next layer, the icing on the cake, if you will. And that is incorporating more of a 3D virtual experience for the children. For example, there's a welding software where the children can do more in a safe manner of learning the experience of how to hold a welding gun, to have that hands-on experience before they actually do it.
So as the district CTE administrator for the Pontiac School District, this grant has allowed me to expand different areas in our career and technical education pathways, to beef them up even more and give students more opportunities to be able to do things that involve real world experience and real world skills using technology that is industry standard.
We are going to support them in a soft skills manner. So that will consist of supporting them at competitions, as well as incorporating in their career day fun life skills that they would have on the job.
So our students and our families sometimes lack the ability to provide certain things for their home. And that's where we try to step up as a school district, and we try to be in the gap for them and have those things that they can't necessarily provide for themselves. And the parents are always grateful. The students, for instance, we were given amazing backpacks one year, and the students, which started off our partnership with Forvia, and the students were so grateful. And what I love about Forvia is they take care of our kids the way we want to see our students taken care of.
So the idea of this project came in the fall of 2022 through something that Forvia does every year called Solidarity Days, and that's part of our corporate social responsibility as the company to get out into the community and help. So that project was a hygiene supply kit for the students here and backpacks. I very much needed support in delivering all of those hygiene kits and backpacks to the school. And thanks to my colleague Sunny Sandberg, she stepped up and we delivered all of that to the school. And what we found that day was the gratitude and the joy that the students had, in addition to all the faculty coming out and thanking us that day. It was overwhelming and deeply touching. I was emotional the whole way home that day, and I just kept having the words replay in my head. There has to be a way we can help do more. There has to be a way. So about a week later, I was on our corporate site and I discovered the Forvia Foundation. And I went to Sunny and asked if she would help me again and support me in doing a project again at Pontiac High School. So we discovered it that day to work more with the school. And the Forvia Foundation helped immensely for us to establish roots here at the school, and it brought us together so we could grow together.
Since arriving into this role in August of last year, Forvia has been instrumental in getting some things into our kids' hands to help grow my programming. So what we're doing with this grant is getting the tools and things that are going into our students' hands to set them up now to go into the workforce right here at home.
It has been life-changing. It's been life-changing for me, the students here at Pontiac High School, the parents, and this community. And I'm so very, very grateful to be partnering with people such as them and their organization.
The biggest lesson I've learned is that kindness matters. And to a school with open arms that has welcomed me and accepted me, and they too want to join this journey of kindness with me.
Next slide, please. So, what's next? We are continuing to educate, empower, and excite our students in the CTE department. As you've seen, we've come a long way in about 18 months. Now, we are looking ahead to what's next. Next slide, please. We are looking forward on 5 different areas within the CTE department: academic achievement, curriculum development, professional development, technology integration, and equity and inclusion. Next slide, please. Some of this will be looking at our staffing needs, reviewing our content and our courses and how they are being offered to align with state requirements to make sure we are maximizing the amount of students we are getting in the classroom. Also looking at how we are tracking our students' progress through the pathways. This is an ongoing exploration right now. I'm looking at 2 different pathways to do this, whether it's MyStar or Zello. Then by the end of this year, we will have all the remaining courses put into MyStar, so I can activate these ideally before scheduling this year, so we can have an idea of what courses our 9th, 10th, and 11th graders currently have taken, so we can schedule appropriately for not only the kids, but for the master's schedule for 25-26. Next slide, please. We will be reviewing our scope and sequence in all of our pathways as we do every year to make sure this is being followed with fidelity and that we are not doing just schedule fillers. Like, we are strategically offering classes when we need to make sure we are getting our kids to complete their status. Also looking at recruitment for our ESL and ELL students. Make sure we're providing the supports in place for those students as well. Next slide, please. Faculty professional development will be a focus as well. This goes through some of the required SIP-specific professional development that we are required to offer for state-approved programs. Also working on professional development for ESL to make sure our students have the training and knowledge and supports they need to support our ESL population. Next slide. And then sustaining and growing our programs, making sure we are having the students complete all of the programs and then placing them in internships, other work-based learning after they complete the required scope and sequence. Ideally, we are looking moving forward to eventually get 100% student participation in CTE programming, that it is not an option, that when these students are scheduled coming into 9th grade, they are picking a pathway and they are completing that pathway. Next slide, please. Also looking at curriculum development and review through our annual SIP self-review process to make sure scope and sequence, instructional design, and all the different aspects that we have to have of our state-approved programs, if there's any changes we need to make to them, additions, subtractions, and then also working on our partnership to continue to build with Oakland schools for our college and career readiness requirements. With that, Ms. White, I am pleased to introduce, with the hard work of our communications department, the updated 24-25 CTE department course guide, including all of our new programs that we have, the Ed General program, the aviation program, the Fire Academy, updating all of our existing programming. This has been a labor of love for about 9 months now to get this done. And I could not have done it without the guidance of the rest of the administration, my teachers, and our lovely communications department for the countless hours they have put into making this a reality. So for the board's preview, she is handing that out right now. We've got 1 or 2 minor things we're going to add to it before we do a mass run of this, and then we will be posting this on the district's website very shortly. Next slide, please. We've come so far in the last year to year and a half, and we have so much more to do. Our students have to be ready for whatever career or college path they choose post-secondary, and we are molding and shaping the CT department here in Pontiac to be the best in the county. We're already getting noticed. Now it's time to continue and expand this journey even further. Next slide, please. With that, welcome to our new board members, and I will take any questions that any of the board trustees have, please.
Trustees, we'll start on this side now. Trustee Dooley, do you have any questions?
So how many students will these programs benefit? That's one. Part of the certification, will that go for college credits?
So the number of students, right now we are at about, I'd say, half to 3/4 of Pontiac High School. By the time we're done, we want every kid to go through a CTE program. But that's some work we have to do there to make sure we're getting that. And that starts back in middle school when we're scheduling for 9th grade, talking to the kids, figuring out what pathway they want to go into and making sure that they complete that program. Certifications, it all depends. There's a lot of factors there. A lot of it has to deal with articulation agreements between universities and the MDE for different codes for the programs. Say a student goes to OU and they have completed this one program, then with that statewide articulation agreement, then they would get whatever that university deems correct between the two. So yes, there is the opportunity there for that.
And finally, I'd just like to say I appreciate the hands-on experience that our students will have, because as you know, all students won't necessarily go to college, but if we can teach them, and the old adage, if we teach them how to fish, they'll eat for a lifetime.
Absolutely.
So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. You good? Okay. VP Bowman?
Thank you so much. This is, as you said, we've been waiting for a while to see this. I'm excited. One quick question about, I know that we're still waiting for the state with the aviation program. Has there been any communication, the airport here at the Oakland County International Airport? I know that they've expressed willingness to partner with Pontiac School District in some way, and if that conversation hasn't happened, let's make it happen. But good job, congratulations, and thanks for everything.
Ideally, that is something I would like to see, but toward when we get students in years 3 and 4, so we're talking close to internship placement toward the end, especially for students that want to go down the pilot track of the aviation program, then that's where we would engage the airport for airport training and pilot training, FAA requirements, the whole 9 yards.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Trustee Miller.
Thank you for your presentation. I personally had the opportunity to meet with the aviation instructor at Pontiac High School through parent-teacher conferences, and I was floored by that entire program. You know, I have a newer student that's there this school year, so I was completely unaware of the many opportunities that Pontiac has for our students, and just sitting there casually as a parent, listening to what he provides to our students was very impressive. So thank you for all that you do.
Thank you.
And thank you to everyone involved with the CTE program.
All right, thank you. Secretary Davis Smith, anything? Any
I
questions?
just want to say it was a great presentation. I'm excited. I see some of the kids and how excited they are to even talk about the different programs they're in. So I really thank you guys for all your hard work. I know this has been a lot to for you to get it to this point, and I'm so proud and I'm thankful for all your hard work.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Treasurer Terry.
First off, wonderful presentation. You touched base on a lot of the, options we have out there for our current students, and hopefully they take a full advantage of that, even for the ones that, like I said, not pursuing college or something, but it gives them something to pursue as far as a career-wise. Second off, I just want to say thank you for all of your effort and your team's effort to getting it to where we are currently right now. I know it's been a journey. And I know there's been some hangups and some complications, but we're pushing through. So I'm just excited to see where we go in the future and what else we can continue to add to that list, and also continue to pursue, I guess you want to say, funding from the government so that we can continue to, incorporate this for all of our students. So that would be just a wonderful thing to see in the next few years. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Trustee Dooley, you had a question?
I was here on maybe couple of meetings back, and we honored a student that completed the fire program. And it was stated that we had more slots available and we could not fill those slots. My question is, do we have some type of recruitment process in place, something that we're going to do to ensure that we don't let those seats remain vacant and that we have a full program?
So that student hasn't completed the program yet. He had just finished his first semester. He's now into the second semester and will complete it at the end of this year. In terms of slots, it's a little more complicated than recruitment. That program is solely after school. Mondays and Thursdays, 6:30 to 9:30 p.m., and every other Saturday, 9 to 5. So it's more of a logistics for transportation, making sure the kid's able to get from here to the Auburn Hills campus and back, and finding the right fit for students for that program. We just don't want to put anybody into that program because of the commitment that comes with it. The night school, the coursework. We're very methodical about who we are putting in that program. This year we had a couple students interested, but he's the only one that truly fit. Wanted to be a firefighter, had the ability for transportation, because that late at night and on a Saturday, for a few kids, busing's not an option at this point. So we are working out the logistics this year, having one student complete it, because that's giving me a better idea as we watch the student go through this year, what things we haven't thought of yet, so we can go through. Now we're working through our career program Zello that Oakland Schools provides already, to start looking at students that may have been identified with an interest in public safety and firefighting, and start talking to those kids to see if they might be interested doing it. But just like the PCT program, that one also has a GPA requirement for it as well, just because of the commitment that comes with that program as well.
Okay. All right, thank you. Mr. Sherman, this whole program excites me, as it always has. I am so proud of the work that you and the team have done. Ms. Jackson, it's amazing, and it excites me so much. It's because we are helping to prepare our students now for beyond high school. So many students get to the end of their senior year and then they're still saying, well, what do I want to do? Well, what's next? So by Pontiac School District thoroughly trying to immerse every student that comes into that enters high school, to put them on a pathway to success. So when they graduate high school, whether they're choosing 2 or 4 year colleges, whether they're choosing skills trade, whether they're choosing employment, whether they're choosing military, we are equipping our students to be successful beyond high school. So that's why I was saying this is the district's special sauce. This is our key to making sure that we are preparing our young students to be successful beyond high school. So, awesome job. Thank you so much for your commitment. Ms. Jackson, thank you. We know how important NAF is in this work, because without work-based learning experiences, they need that. They need they need to become aware of what their options are. They need to be exposed to it. So these partnerships that you talked about with all of these companies, them coming into our schools to talk to our students about their career choices, as well as inviting our students to their locations so that the students can see and feel themselves in that space to really get an idea of if this is of interest to them. So I totally appreciate the direction that we're going in as a school district and the work and commitment of your team for this project. So thank you again.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand. Studies have shown that, graduation rate is much higher if a student completes the CTE program. So the gen ed side of the house and CTE hand in hand together. So
thank you.
Thank you.
Continue. I have one more. Okay, thank you. As Dr. Devison comes, we are so excited. I see so many of the Rogers staff here under the direction of Principal Ewing. I want you to know, Rogers staff, I'm in the buildings, I'm visiting, but we certainly appreciate your hard work and dedication to our students each and every day. You guys are great, and so we're just looking forward to seeing your presentation this evening. I will turn it over to Dr. Devison, who will give an overview as we look to going into the future of Pontiac School District. So we cannot do that without our littlest people at Peace as well. So these are 2 presentations, one from Peace Academy this evening and one from the Rogers Elementary. Dr. Devison.
Good evening to our community, to the staff, and to the board. Happy Board Appreciation Month. I wanted to just continue to give a friendly reminder that our number one priority is our students, and that we promised that we would present every school to you all. So that is here our charge. Wanted to let you all know that I will be presenting for Peace, as Miss Nicole Harris had a small situation at home, but hey, we're here and ready to serve. So I'll start with Peace, who are our babies. So Peace Academy has an enrollment for GSRP of 230 students, and then we have the ECSE program with 41 students, and the overall enrollment for Peace Academy is 271 students. The attendance, as we talked about in our district, we're focusing on attendance, we're focusing on curriculum and instruction, and we're focusing on our social and emotional. But as it relates to attendance, even at the small grades, we want to continue to focus on attendance. And currently, the average for attendance at Peace is 80%. They have quite a few of illnesses this year. They had challenges with, you all have been seeing on the news, with RSV, hand, foot, and mouth stomach virus. Our next steps is just sending out letters. We are working, we do have a district nurse, so we have been working with the district nurse to be proactive with getting information out before a season of a virus coming out. So we have been working with them to make sure that we let families know prior to the incident occurring. Just letting you know, even at the little baby ages, we are still working on the MyKIP goals. So we're increasing awareness at 10%, increasing basic math skills by 10%, and the baseline data awareness is 2.8, which child observation records, and then baseline for math is 2.77. And again, this is all just relevant to preschool and the curriculum that they're doing with high scope. Next slide. And then they do have celebrations as it relates to book donations from the Daughters of the Republic, which they had $1,000. Every child received 2 books to take home. As we know, reading is just, it will get you through anything. Now, I'm sure I didn't deliver the way that Ms. Harris would have delivered, but I wanted to make sure that we brought Frost to the table and that we did not miss them and that we honored them. If you have any additional questions, Ms. Harris is open and willing to answer any questions, and you know right where she is. So then I want to be excited about, oh my goodness, do you all see the Rogers staff? Rogers, stand up. We have Miss Pena over there. We don't want to miss her. But just you all, as we have been doing these presentations, staff have shown up, but I want to say Rogers have shown up and showed out. So good job. So if you can come on up, I'm going to turn it over to Miss Arlie Ewing, who is the building principal there, who clearly has done a fabulous job with her staff.
Good evening, Dr. Leverett and our Pontiac Board of Education and members. It is my pleasure to be here to celebrate Rogers and talk about all the wonderful things that we are doing. Now, as you see, we have our staff here because we know we can't do it without the staff. These are the people who make it happen. And I am so proud of them. So I have 2 additional staff members who will be presenting with me. So I'm going to ask them to come up at this time as well. 3 additional staff members. And I'm going to ask them to come up with me at this time so that there's no lag in between our presentation. And as they come forward, I'd like to say Rogers has approximately 251 students. Of that 251, as you can see, ladies, come on up. We have Miss and there's one more. This is her ever she. Of that 251, as you can see, we have approximately 40 at each grade level, 30 to 40 at each grade level. We're running 2 sections of each grade level, 2 at kindergarten, 2 at first, and so forth. There's only 1 grade level that we're running 1.5 at. That's 4th grade. We're running a split section of 4th and 5th grade, and I have to say it has gone extremely well. Extremely well. Attendance. Let's talk about attendance for a minute. Our attendance, Rogers has been averaging, I would say, 80 to 85% every day, with the exception of our half days. Then we see a drop. And we know we see a drop because parents have difficulty with transportation. If they miss the bus, it's very difficult for them to get here. Or if students don't have any clean outfits or clothing to put on, they find it very difficult to come to school. So we have challenges and barriers that sometimes have a huge impact on our student attendance, especially on those half days. Financial struggles many of our parents are experiencing, and during those days we average generally between 60 and 65 students on those half days. However, it doesn't mean we don't still encourage them on a daily basis to be there to the best of their ability, and whatever it requires to take to get them there, we do that. Next slide, please. At this time, I don't know if we passed out our Phoenix Pride tickets, but I want to show you our Phoenix Pride tickets. When I say we talk about, and I think Ms. Q is going to pass them out. When I talk about, go ahead and pass them. When we talk about trying to get them there on a daily basis, we celebrate them. We celebrate them by giving them Phoenix Pride tickets and saying, hey, today or any day, you are in the running for getting something spectacular, whether it's a gift card or a cupcake. I don't care what it is. It's something that encourages them to want to be there every day, and that's what we do. We have this drawing every day for our students, and they love it. It's our encouragement to get them there, and they really, and the parents appreciate it as well. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Crenshaw Brown, who is going to talk about the My Kit program, I believe, which is up next on the next slide.
Good afternoon. Today, I'll be going over our school, Rogers Elementary, MyKIP goal updates. Michigan Integrated Continuous Improvement Program, under the leadership of our wonderful principal, Mrs. Ewan. Our dedicated teachers have made a commitment to follow the curriculum with fidelity. As you can see posted, we have included our reading and writing goals along with our math goals. Utilizing wit and wisdom and phonics first, we are covering phonemic awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension. Our dedicated students and also our dedicated teachers provide explicit and systematic instruction on a daily basis. What does that look like? Well, we are engaging our children with Socratic seminars and Think, Pair, Share. Those activities are providing our children an opportunity to be successful in today's society. We also do small guided reading groups where we are meeting all of our children at their reading levels to show growth. In addition to that, we are utilizing the iReady. The iReady provides each and every one of our children a personalized, individualized instructional path. Now let's take a look at our math goals. Once again, our dedicated teachers provide explicit and systematic instruction utilizing our everyday mathematics curriculum. And once again, we encourage fun and engagement with all of our children. On Fridays, our children are utilizing the everyday mathematics games online and also utilizing the iReady math learning games. They are reinforcing the mathematical concepts that once again are dedicated. Rogers Elementary teachers have provided to all of our children systematic and explicit instruction under the leadership of our wonderful principal, Mrs. Ewan.
Well, it's hard to follow my good friend, Mrs. Crenshaw Brown. Well, we are the silly ones in our school. We bring all the excitement, we bring all the kids to school, and we do it so well sometimes. Yes, we do. So go ahead, Mrs. Francis.
If you want to know how do we celebrate all the dedicated staff and children at our school, well, we have so many wonderful sponsors, such as Zap Zone, Panda Express, Hungry Howie's. I mean, these people donate to our school so we can make our school fun and reward the children for the core values that they exhibit every day, like integrity, hard work, perseverance, perfect attendance.
Yeah. Can we go to the next slide, please? Well, we have Spirit Week. I mean, we celebrate everything. All of us have a Lions sweatshirt, T-shirt. I mean,
now you had to buy one.
Everybody came to school, and I mean, for real, you tell them everybody had it on. It doesn't matter if it's the Tigers, it doesn't matter what we're doing in the community, we are wearing it. It's nobody really, it includes everybody. And the parents, anything we ask them at Rogers, they do. I think they do it because they love us. They do. Our students love us. I'm not even kidding. We all get along, and anything we ask them, they do. But anyway, about attendance. I am the attendance person, and so I just come every other morning and I say, hey, Mr. Salent, what today is? What today is, Mr. Salent? Perfect attendance day. And I tell the kids, you to be here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't even tell them Friday because they're coming on Friday. Because you know what we're going to do? We're going to mess up Mr. Salent's gym. Yes, we are. And he's going to fuss about it. And we don't put back all that stuff. So one week we may play with all the materials. And then another week we may get a dance party. And then Mrs. Francis want to bring a karaoke machine. That gets crazy. So we just brainstorm everything. We all meet together in my room every other week with a DHS worker. He has resources. We just try not to make it stale for them not to come to school. And it's really sad sometimes maybe out of your whole classroom, you have 2 and they look so disappointed. But we don't make them suffer. It's not their fault. They don't drive. So they're not left there to do something they're not being punished for it. So everybody gets a chance to participate.
And things don't have to cost money. These things we do for fun, and it doesn't cost the district, doesn't cost us a penny. Just deciding if you come every day, we're gonna have pajama day today. And it just even on a half day, we have to beg Miss Ewing for that though. But man, do pajamas bring them to school.
They do, that's their favorite. I think we have one more slide. And that's just a perfect attendance, just a picture of that. But you know what, and we do, and our whole staff, you guys can shout out because I couldn't write them down because I would have cheated a little bit on the slides, but we did not. So these are some of the things that we have and we all show up. We show up to math night. We show up to phonics night. We show up to bingo. We showed up donuts with dad. Go ahead and shout it out. Go guys. What else we have?
Muffins with mom.
Muffins with mom. Yeah. Anything we have at your school, we're there. We support each other.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the kids you see in the pictures, these kids represent 0 days missed from the beginning until December. Yep.
So after Ms. Crenshaw Brown and Ms. Ewing, thank you, but we are the silly ones, and we make everybody come to school. Okay, here you go, Ms.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
Thank you for inviting Rogers. This is Rogers Elementary, and again, we love our students, we love our staff, and you can tell by the staff members are here. We do believe it takes a community. We do believe it takes each and every one of us, as well as our community that surrounds us. So thank you.
I would like to thank them for their commitment and for their presentation. And at the end, I know that we've had a lot of fun and we talked about a lot of good, exciting things. But we want to hopefully at the end of this year be able to show those results that match what we have been talking about by focusing on attendance, academic, social, and emotional. So I'm so hopeful that at the end of this year, we'll be able to come back with data, with numbers stating that all of the things that they talked about, academics being teaching with fidelity, that all of those things will show results. So that's my hope, and that is our prayer. So thank you so much for tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Devison. Thank you to Rogers staff, and thank you for that presentation. It was absolutely wonderful, and it is just a true indication when we talk about collaboration, when we talk about teamwork, when we talk about what's important for kids, you are providing all of those things. So we again look forward to a future presentation coming from you all later this year. With that being said, we would like to transition to discussion and action with Bill Holcomb and Attorney Seegers around the bus invoice from First Student. This is the EV bus purchase from First Student. Bill.
Thank you, Dr. Leverett. Good evening, Dr. Hannah, trustees. Welcome our new trustees and our old trustees. What we brought before you tonight is for discussion and action is an invoice from First Student, our transportation partner. Some of you, so for the new trustees in 2022, we applied for and were awarded a grant from the EPA, roughly $9.5 million for transitioning to electric buses from diesel buses. So this is in regards to those buses. I have to read this. The school district of the city of Pontiac was awarded a rebate from the EPA Clean School Bus Program for 25 electric buses and infrastructure in fall of 2022 in the amount of $9,875,000. Of that money, $8,679,316 of those dollars were to purchase new buses. Our transportation partner, First Student Incorporated, using their national buying power, purchased the buses that met the district's requirements and has held them during the production phase. Buses are now ready to be filled and begin the commissioning phase as district assets. So this means they're done in production. They still need to come into the district and be Pontiacized. So labeling put on them, gate arms put on them, cameras put on them, recording devices inside of the buses. There's still a lot of work that we have to do to the buses before they're ready to go out. But we now have them in the area and can begin that work. This requires the district to take ownership and pay off the invoice from First Student. So they outlaid the $8.6 million when we ordered the buses, and now they're ready to get their money back. Additionally, the purchase and decommissioning of 25 internal combustion engine buses as part of that. So we have to turn in old buses and get them off of the road. That's part of the EPA requirements. But the buses. So that's what we're looking at doing. So it is the recommendation of the administration that the Board of Education approve the attached bus transfer agreement for the purchase of 25 EV buses from First Student Incorporated in the amount of $8,679,316. Additionally, $65,000 to purchase 25 internal combustion engine buses to be decommissioned per EPA requirements for a grand total of $8,744,316. Questions?
Yes, trustees, we have, yes, Secretary Davis Smith.
So have we started putting up the charging stations for the buses?
No. The charging stations won't begin in getting in place until the buses are on site. So we're working with First Student, DTE, and a couple of other suppliers to start laying that out. At this point in time, we won't start actually putting in the chargers until the spring, until the frost laws open back up in Michigan, so that we can drill into the ground.
So they will be located at the Field Center as well?
Currently, they'll be located at the bus transfer company on their lot to do the rest of the work that has to be done. And that'll take a couple of months to do that. So it's based out, it's a Navistar facility based out in Rochester Hills.
So does those buses have because I didn't get a chance to see them, do they have like the GPSs and stuff like that?
Yes.
They do?
Yes,
Oh,
yep.
wow.
Yeah, they have the bells and whistles part of it. They have USB charging ports inside of them, so students can charge their phones on the way to work, or their laptops, or their Chromebooks. They have Kajit wireless routers inside of the buses, so they can attach to the internet while they're on the bus and do their homework, hopefully their homework, to and from school.
So for me, where I work, we have tablets, and those tablets show our parents exactly where we at when we drop them off and things like that. So is that already on those buses, or?
That's an application that First Student rolls out, and they're rolling that out this spring, where we're testing it right now on some of the buses.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Trustee Gross.
Thank you. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you, and I really appreciate the information you've been giving us and what we've done to get these. My question is, the responsibility of maintenance of the buses is held by the whatever company we have that the buses are leased to.
Correct. We contract that to the
Whoever we're
transportation
contracted
provider.
with. That's correct. I've been hearing a lot of different things out as it pertains to electric vehicles, as it pertains to mostly in cars and SUVs with recalls and things that are going on. Are we pretty set on as far as a warranty to ensure that if there's some concerns or issues with our buses, things will be taken care of? If there's recalls, things will be taken care of and replaced, and where we are to, as we're looking at quite a few buses now, because I think we started off, we have some online now, right?
We have 25 of the initial buses coming in, and then the second set is 15.
Second set is 15, so
For a
that's,
total of 40.
that's 40 buses. So we want to make sure where we are as it pertains to maintenance and warranties, and because they guaranteed us some specific things such as the savings and gas and because maintenance less when it comes to electrical buses compared to the diesel buses. So
Right, so the warranties are in place.
Yes.
As a general guideline, an ICE, an internal combustion engine bus, has about 3,200 moving parts. The electric bus has somewhere around 400. So the maintenance cost of these are a lot less than a traditional bus.
And because Pontiac is not a hilly or filled with a lot of hills, mainly flat here, as far as the charging goes. And that was a good question as far as having the charging stations put in because of more of the buses that we're getting. The majority of the charging stations will be at the Fell Center?
They'll be at I'll just say the transportation depot, wherever that may be.
Wherever our transportation depot is. Okay, perfect. And
so if I can add one comment, when we started down this path with the buses, they were to be owned by First
Yes,
Student, by
that's
the
correct.
transportation company.
I remember.
What this transaction allows is for the district to own the buses.
Own the buses.
They'll be titled under the district, which allows us to, subsequently to us submitting to the grant, there was some IRS monies that became available through the Inflation Reduction Act that now we can apply for that money. It's roughly $1.2 million.
that's perfect. My last question as it pertains to the cleanliness of the buses. I know one time we discussed some months ago, maybe a year ago or so, that we initially at one time had a busing car wash that we use. Where are we with that? And then how does that affect electric buses?
It's all sealed within the buses. So unless, and I won't lie about it. I mean, if the bus is submerged in water, there's concerns.
Correct.
We've seen that in Florida and in New Orleans. Hopefully that's something that we don't have to deal with.
And we have a lot of snow that hits on these buses too when they're idled.
Yeah, the snow's not.
That's fine.
Not really concerning.
But where are
It's
we
being
as far as
submerged.
did we implement that? I can't
So
remember
there
if we
was
approved it.
previously at the
Yes.
Fell Center bus garage.
That's correct.
To bring that facility back online was around $2 million.
I remember.
So we looked at a company that's stationed next to the high school. It's called Fleet Depot.
I heard of that.
They have washing facilities there that we've arranged that we can take the buses up there when they need to be washed for a nominal fee.
Excellent. Because that was my concern. Because we still want to look good.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, especially with these new buses, man. We'll make sure they're taken care of. And cleanliness is next to. Thank you. Thank you, Sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. VP Bowman had a question.
Just a quick question. Now, I know sometimes in the cold, electric vehicles have issues starting, or have we had any issues with well, it hasn't been that cold, but do we foresee any issues with?
No, so all of our buses, although they are electric and certified 100% electric, there is a supplemental gas tank on them for the heater. So it takes a couple of gallons of gas that will help fire up the heater so it's not completely reliant on the electrical in draining the batteries.
That's smart.
Thank you very much,
That is
because
smart.
there were some concerns about our buses not starting and us not getting our children to schools because of things. So I just wanted to get that out. Thank you.
That would be the biggest concern during the winter.
Pardon?
That would be the biggest concern during the winter on draining the batteries is the heat. So that's why we did the supplemental gas tanks on them.
Good. Do we have any? Yes. Treasurer Miller. Trustee Miller.
I have a question about the allocated funds. So, from my calculation, and I could be wrong, is there a plan to distribute the $1,130,684 that's left in the grant after the buses are paid for?
So that's already been allocated.
Okay.
We've spent that on charging the chargers, the electric chargers for the district are already in the district. We purchased those last year. We'll just be installing them in the springtime.
Good. All right, good. Treasurer Terry, did you have anything? Good. Okay. Any other questions? No? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and do the service contract, and I know Ms. Trustee Dooley, you got a question.
I want to revisit the Rogers presentation.
Yes.
Okay.
No, we're going to go ahead and do you have one more. Service contract. Service contract for Zero Eyes. Dr. Leverett?
Yes, thank you. This is for discussion and action. The service contract for Zero Eyes. Background rationale, Pontiac School District Administration is looking to renew our weapons detection services for the 24-25, 25-26, and 26-27 school year at $99,840 a year for a total of $299,520 for 3 years. If grant funds are no longer available in future years due to the funding sources no longer being awarded or nor the grant funds are obtainable, we are able to either opt out of future year services or review other funding sources for continuation. And the funding sources there, we have a Section 97 Student Safety Grant as well as Section 31AA Mental Health Safety Grant. It is the recommendation of administration that the Board of Education approve a purchase with Zero Eyes Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $299,520, And I have Chief Gross here to answer any questions you may have, or as we know, we've had Zero Eyes in the district for a number of years. So if you have any questions for for Chief or Bill that they can help answer or facilitate at this time.
No question, comment?
Any question? Yes. Trustee Miller.
Thank you guys for coming. I have a question. So Zero Eyes is basically when you walk into the high school, when you go into the metal detector, is that what that is?
No.
What is that? Okay.
Zero Eyes is an early weapons detection system. It's attached to all the cameras throughout the school district. And when anybody walks in an area with a weapon, it identifies that weapon. Whether it's, it can determine the difference between a toy gun or a real weapon. And what it does, we get notified, myself, Sheriff's Department, Bill Holcomb and a couple of other people get notified, and Sheriff Department dispatch gets notified, and we respond and make the proper calls to do so. But it identifies a weapon when it's drawn, and you'll get a picture and by text or email or whatever it comes in, and it'll put a square and identifying that weapon. We've had about, I can't tell you how many calls we've had, but yeah, it happens a lot, but it's not real weapons that have been detected because it'll differentiate between that a real weapon and a toy gun. Sheriff Department wants to get all the calls anyways, so they get them and then they put it in their information system. But it works because we did a testing, was it last year, Bill? And we went throughout the school district, and we'll go to certain areas of a building, and guys that have weapons drawn, and boom, we got all the notifications. So it helps us be proactive in identifying any weapon that may come into the school and the sheriff department, and we're notified right away.
Thank you for that. I do have a follow-up question. Now, I understand that this has been in the facilities for 2 years, you said, correct? How often do they upgrade the software? How do they integrate that with things that are new and upcoming? So has it been updated through that company?
It's constant.
Okay.
We're in touch with them. We have meetings monthly or bi-monthly or something with the makers of this program. So we're constantly updating. We meet with Zero Eyes representatives. We meet with the sheriff department, everyone else that may be involved.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions on this side? Any questions?
Thank you. And I'm glad you said that, because this is something that it allows immediate response, and it's used throughout a lot of school districts. We've had it, and I think there's no limitation on safety for our children. And again, I'm not trying to lobby for votes, but safety to me is more important than anything except educating, including sports, athletics. And this is something that allows us to have immediate response. And I think this is a good thing. And we talked about this before, because the immediate response to the sheriff department, immediate response. And then we would have officers here immediately if there is a weapon here outside of what we already have with Chief and his group, as well as our SROs. So I appreciate you bringing this back for another approval, but I think we need to continue to look how this is helping us safety-wise, and that there's anything else that we may need to ensure that our kids are safe. Bring it to this board and let us decide or determine whether or not, it's not necessary or not. But I think that's something we should always have to take a look at, because things are ever changing as it pertains to safety within this world, not just in Pontiac. And we see that. And we remember when Pontiac was the first district to put in metal detectors, and we were talked about, ridiculed.
Yes, we were.
We were called prisons, and we sent our kids to prisons. But now we're getting districts to ask, how did you do that? So things are ever changing, and I think this is something that I think every school district in America is going to continue to adopt and have, and I'm glad Pontiac is on it. So I just wanted to make that statement, and I appreciate Chief and Sergeant James and everyone for bringing this information to us, because, listen, kids got to be safe here. You can't teach them if they're not here, and that's the key. So I think safety is in top, and thank you.
We always, I said, we have to be proactive. We have to stay ahead of what these folks are doing out here, because they're planning on doing things, and you can't be reactive in your response. You have to be ahead in whatever things that you can use to help us continue to make this school district safe. I was the one that brought in the first metal detectors back in 1980 something.
Yes.
But we did get all the headaches and backlash back then. So we're thankful for your support. Bill is a big part of this, Mr. Holcomb, in helping us get this program started. So thank you for your support.
Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. Before we move down to our action items for approval of the EV bus purchase and the service contract, Trustee Dooley had a question for our curriculums and instruction.
Going back to that presentation, it was a blanket statement made, increased by 10%. So my question is, did you do baseline data for every student? Are there any learning cycles in place to check? We don't want to get to the end of the year and we have not did any intervention. Also, I like the daddy with donuts, muffins for mom, and graham crackers with the grandparents. But how has this affected behavior? Has this, your PBS, has this decreased your referrals, suspensions? How is this interrelated to academics? But I'm really concerned about that baseline data being done on every student, the learning cycles, and what are we, when we talk about that increasement, have we used district assessments, or are our teachers working in silo, or are we using state? So again, you gave me a blanket statement, we increased by 10%. 10% how, where, when?
So that is a heavy question, but I want to go through the process. So what we have started this year was called performance management meetings, and we meet with the staff. So far, we've done 3 meetings, and they present to us, and you are more than welcome. We can get you the schedule for the performance management. So at the performance management, we look at data. So we look at NWA results, we look at iReady results, we look at attendance results. So the next meeting that we have is on January 16th. That will be here in the building, and then we have another one on January 23rd. So like I said, as it relates to performance management, we look at all of our district-wide data and make decisions about any data that we're doing within the district. Like I said, attendance, iReady, NWA, and then as it relates to, and so we meet 5 times a year as it relates to that data. And the baseline data, you're right, we looked at the baseline data for
individual student.
Yes, ma'am. And then we still are running, so just as a, I guess, note, we reinstituted the blueprint, and with the reinstitution of the blueprint, we are looking at the PLCs, and so the schools have PLCs where they look at individualized student data and they make decisions about that. Now, is it a perfect system? Absolutely not, but we have definitely reinstituted. Each building is doing a professional learning community, and district-wide, we're looking at data through the performance management. But as it relates to the individual building, as it related to, there was not a blanket statement, but I will let Miss Ewing talk about what was she specifically talking about and how they increased that information.
I think the 10% blanket you were talking about was one of the slides that Peace had up. As we talk about student growth, we look at student growth based on where they are as we assess them from the beginning, and then we look at how they grow, their student growth over periods of time where we assess it. And we hope we improve it basically through their PLCs, through their small group instruction, through their interventions and things of that nature. So we're constantly assessing, trying to see where they are and if the growth is taking place.
So you already have your mid-year report since this is January and we started in September.
We are in the process of taking iReady as we speak. It started today to see exactly where they are in terms of the growth from September to right now. But we have other assessment data, whether it's quarterly assessment data or anything of that nature that we're using to determine how much growth is taking place.
So I guess my question is, if I was a parent and I wanted to know how little Miss Jennifer Dooley was doing,
I could tell you.
How are you going to tell me if you're not? And clarify I'm trying to get you to clarify so I can, my thinking. If you're talking in generalities, I need baseline data for each individual student. Where are we getting?
I can tell you
did that?
I can tell you based on what your child specifically is doing.
So for the district, every student would have.
Has to be. It has to be, because it doesn't do me any good for you to say generalities in terms of everyone. I need to tell you exactly where your child is and how your child is growing or not growing, and what we need to put in place to help your child grow.
Okay. The other thing, and where are your checkpoints to check this data? So. Little Jennifer needs some help in the testing. How are you going to not let Jennifer get mid-year and realize that Jennifer can't count? And then at the end of the year.
So we're doing interventions. We're also doing progress monitoring. So if you go to each building, as we stated, you're doing the professional learning communities. And in those professional learning communities, so each individual teacher, so
is Ms. Morris here? Well, Ms. Francis, you could come in. Each one of the teachers could specifically say what they're doing in their professional learning community for each student.
I'm sorry.
But you're
Wait.
asking, am I doing a progress report to show you 3 to 4 weeks where your child is and what they need to focus on? Yes, that is taking place.
You good? Because we can.
That's what I just told her. I will attend one of those meetings just because having been a teacher and knowing about PLC and knowing about what we do in the classroom, I would have more extensive questions. No, thank you.
Absolutely, and we welcome it. Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, action item 3, under our information from the superintendent and administration. Can I get a motion for the approval of EV bus purchases from First Student?
So moved.
Support.
It's been moved by VP Bowman, supported by Treasurer Terry, for the approval of the EV bus purchase from First Students. Any questions? Roll call.
President Hannah,
Yes.
Trustee Miller,
Yes.
Treasurer Terry,
Yes.
VP Bowman,
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Dooley
Yes.
and Trustee Gross.
Yes.
That passes 7-0.
All right, thank you. Can I get a motion for the approval of the service contract with Zero Eyes, Inc.?
So moved.
Support.
It's been moved by Trustee Gross, supported by Treasurer Terry, for the approval of the service contract Zero Eyes, Inc. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Trustee Miller,
Yes.
Treasurer Terry,
Yes.
VP Bowman,
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Dooley, Trustee Gross,
Yes.
President Hannah.
Yes.
That passes 7-0.
All right, thank you very much. Moving down the agenda to our regular working agenda under Board of Education, item for discussion and action, and then we also added item B under discussion, and so we'll have an action item B as well. Action for discussion A, OCSBA GRC appointment. Each year, we ask every member district Board of Education to appoint a trustee to OCSBA's Government Relations Committee. The appointed trustee will be asked to attend GRC meetings, serve as your board contact for legislative communications, and share the information with your board. Dr. Anisha Hanna would like to be appointed to serve on the OCSBA GRC board to represent the Pontiac School District. Questions, comments?
Trustee Hannah, we have discussed this, and I think you would be excellent in representing the board because you have a desire to do it. And anytime a person has a desire to do something, it will come out better. So I certainly will make that motion.
Okay, thank you, I appreciate that, but, yeah, I wanted to just give a comment. So when we were at our MASB meeting, they shared with us that there was no representation from Pontiac for our Government Relations Committee. So because we've asked each of our trustees to identify a committee to serve on, and I'm not sitting on any of our the committees that we have, which is Finance, School Improvement, as well as our Policies Committee. So I did say that because there was no representation, that I would gladly sit on this committee. I did receive an email from Trustee Miller just this weekend expressing her interest to also be a part of this board. I believe you can have a delegate, so there can be more than one person that sits on this board. So I just need to confirm how long, or if you have to wait until after you've completed all of your courses to be considered for that board, for that position too. So with that being said, we'll wait before we do the approval so that we can go ahead to item B. But are there any more comments or questions regarding the discussion for
I
that?
said we have not had representation in the past, and this is something good that we can start and continue because it's Oakland School, Oakland County. So
Yes.
yes, that's correct.
All right, thank you. All right, the next item on our agenda, which was added, was for the separation agreement with Kelly Williams. VP Bowman, you want to read it?
Background rationale. The school district of the City of Pontiac Superintendent Kelly Williams has announced her retirement effective June 30th, 2025. In that regard, she will serve as a consultant to the interim superintendent, Dr. Kimberly Leverett, until June 30th. The attached separation agreement governs her future employment with the district as well as the terms of the separation from the district. It is recommended that the Board of Education approve the attached separation agreement with Kelly Williams.
All right, comments from the board? Comments? I'll add that Superintendent Kelly Williams, she has been the district's longest tenured superintendent that the Pontiac School District has had. So we, hearing that she is eligible for retirement and she is going to move forward with her retirement effective June of 2025. She has done a lot of great things for the school district. She has stuck with the school district through the ups and the downs. And so for that, I think she should be celebrated. I think her commitment to the school district as well as her commitment and dedication to these students and her staff should be commended. And so I just wanted to make sure that we are aware of that and we remember those things, the sacrifices that she has made for the school district. And so as she submits her retirement to the school district, that we take it seriously, and we again thank her for everything that she has done. Thank her for everything that she has done, just being committed and dedicated to this district despite everything. So just wanted to put that in there. Is there any other questions or comments, statements? No? All right, so we'll go to action items. First, we'll start with the action item for the approval of the OCSBA GRC appointment. Can I get a motion?
Support.
It's been moved by Trustee Dooley and supported by VP Bowman for the approval of the OCSBA GRC appointment. Any questions? Roll call.
Treasurer Terry,
Yes.
VP Bowman,
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Dooley? Yes. Trustee Gross?
Yes.
President Hannah?
Yes.
Trustee Miller?
Yes.
That passes 7-0.
Yeah, I think I should have abstained.
Rescind your vote.
I'll rescind my vote
Oh,
and abstain from voting.
you can vote for yourself.
Yeah.
Can't she?
Yeah, she
In this
can-
situation,
Oh.
she
She can
can't.
vote for herself.
Okay, well, my yes
Okay.
is yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
You can vote for yourself to be part of yourself.
All right, next action item would be for the approval of the separation agreement with Kelly Williams. Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Support.
It's been moved by Trustee Gross and supported by VP Bowman for the approval of the separation agreement with Kelly Williams. Any other questions, comments? All right, roll call, please.
VP Bowman?
Yes.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Dooley?
Abstain?
She can abstain? Okay. And, sorry, Trustee Gross?
Yes.
President Hannah?
Yes.
Trustee Miller?
Yes.
And Treasurer Terry?
Yes.
That passes, so would I do 0 or would I do?
6-0.
6-0.
It still would be,
All right, thank you very much. Continuing down our agenda, General Counsel, Human Resource items. We've added for discussion and approval, Employee Kern versus the Pontiac School District. Attorney Seegers, the meeting is yours.
Yes, this is the reinstatement of an employee number E020718. The decision to reinstate the employee is a result of a mutually agreed resolution between the district and the employee following her separation from the district on April 4th, 2024, for an alleged violation of a board policy. After extensive discussions and a careful review of the circumstances surrounding the termination, the district believes that reinstatement is a fair and constructive resolution to this matter. The employee had filed a claim of appeal with the Teacher Tenure Commission challenging her termination. As part of the agreement, the employee has agreed to withdraw and dismiss her appeal with prejudice. This eliminates any ongoing legal conflict and prevents further resource-intensive litigation for both parties. The employee will be reassigned to a first-grade teaching position at Elcott Elementary. This reassignment provides an opportunity for the employee to resume her teaching duties in a manner that aligns with the district's needs while ensuring compliance with all district policies moving forward. The district will provide the employee with back pay for a period from April 4th of 2024 through January 13th, 2025, totaling $66,642.42. This payment reflects the district's recognition of the agreement and is intended to address any financial implications resulting from the resolution. The reinstatement reflects the district's commitment to equitable dispute resolution while maintaining its standards for professional conduct and adherence to board policies. The decision is made in the best interest of the district, its students, and the broader educational community. It is a recommendation of administration that the Board of Education approve the reinstatement of employee E020718 to the first grade position at Elcott Elementary and a payment of back pay in the amount of $66,642.42 to resolve this matter.
Thank you. Any questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Upon if approved, this is employee starts back immediately.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right. Can I get a motion for the approval of the reinstatement of employee?
Support.
It's been moved by Trustee Dooley, supported by VP Bowman for the reinstatement of the employee. Any questions? Roll call, please.
I'm voting yes. Trustee Dooley?
Yes.
Trustee Gross?
Yes.
President Hannah?
Yes.
Trustee Miller?
Yes.
Treasurer Terry?
Yes.
VP Bowman?
Yes.
That passes 7-0.
All right, thank you very much. Moving down to curriculum and instruction. Dr. Leverett, the meeting is yours.
Thank you, Dr. Hannah. At this time, I will turn it over to Ashley for discussion and action of the Metro EHS Pediatric Therapy. Ashley.
Good evening. We bring forth this contract to meet the speech and language needs of our early childhood special education students as mandated by their IEP goals and objectives. Due to the national shortage of special education staff, especially in-person ancillary staff, namely in this situation, speech and language pathologists, it has been a challenge to fill the speech and language positions with on-site, in-person speech and language pathologists to service the needs of our special education students. Metro EHS will provide students with weekly speech sessions by in-person speech pathologists at their 4 Oakland County locations. The students will attend the sessions weekly per their scheduled date and time at the designated location for the therapy sessions to meet the students' needs and IEP goals, objectives, and district compliance. Metro EHS will provide speech and language service to about 55 early childhood students during the second semester via a team of licensed and credentialed speech and language Metro EHS staff members. It is a recommendation of administration that the Board of Education approve the attached contract in the amount not to exceed $65,000.
Thank you. Board trustees?
Yes.
Questions? Trustee Gross.
If approved, how soon will we be able to get information pertaining to any results of what we're doing and if they're successful? And because I know it's needed, and this has been asked for quite some time, and just I don't want that now. I just want to, you don't have to come up, Doc. We're good. I just want to make sure that at some point in time within this school year prior to the end that we get an update on how we're doing. That good? That's all. That's what I'm asking. Yeah. Thanks. Because I know you've been talking about this for quite some time, and it's needed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Doc.
Any other questions? All right, no other questions? Moving down to action items. Can I get a motion for the approval of the Metro
So moved.
EHS?
Support.
It's been moved by trustee Gross, supported by VP Bowman, for the approval of the Metro EHS pediatric therapy contract. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Trustee Dooley. Trustee Gross.
Yes.
President Hannah.
Yes.
Trustee Miller.
Yes.
Treasurer Terry.
Yes.
VP Bowman.
Yes.
And I'm voting yes, 7-0, that passes.
All right, thank you very much. All right, now, as we move down to the last portion, do we have any communications, petitions, and delegations?
There are none.
All right, thank you very much. Now we'll start and go around with our board comments and any announcements. I'm going to start to my left with trustee Dooley.
I'd like to thank everyone. I had a couple of people that I failed to mention, and I would be remiss if I did not say thank you to my pastor, Bishop Murphy Jr. at New Mount Moriah and Great Ebenezer Ministries. I also want to, they've left already, but my cousin Elaine, Gloria Thomas, the wife of the late Judge Preston Thomas. I want two people that are still here, special to me, my niece Delisha and Kim Harper, a former teacher here. I'm her son's godmom. But I want to say I look forward to working with the district. I believe we will move this district ahead as we work together, bringing all educational stakeholders to the table. With that, I say have a great evening. Godspeed.
Thank you. Trustee Gross.
Thank you. I'll be brief. I think half of this room don't believe that. No, I will. What a great night. And I'm so glad to be with my two colleagues who were sworn in this evening. And congratulations to you. And I wanted to say that publicly. And and I know you guys may have received this already. I just checked my mailbox. But I want to thank Senator Jeremy Moss for sending me a card and congratulating me, and my good friend, Congresswoman Haley Stevens, for sending me a card saying congratulations. So I had the opportunity on Saturday to be part of her, to witness her swearing in at Wall Lake Western High School. I was invited to be a part of that, and so I thank her for that. And as she stated, and I always said here, we're moving forward. And we got some good things coming this year. And so I wanted to make sure that this board, the staff, our students in this community know that although I have 6 years here, it's my dedication to do the best I can within these 6 years. And that's always been me. I said I wasn't going to say anything. Okay, I will. But I need to say this. My commitment goes beyond, as it was stated, beyond a smiling face, a pat on the back, and it goes beyond that. My commitment, I've been a part of this district my entire life, and I don't want to give the years because I just celebrated a birthday. And being a member of the, actually born and raised here, attending every Pontiac school from K through 12, and moving on to Michigan College, Michigan State College, go white, and to come back to be part of 4 different elections, completing 12 years of service. And when you get there, they owe me a plaque. Okay. Because they said 12 years, they give you one. So I'm waiting on that. But to also come back and for another 6 years. And upon completion, that would be 18 years of service here. And it goes beyond just as it was stated in this letter, that I'm just a smiling face and patting people on the back, and my commitment is selfishness and and things like that. And so that's a hurtful statement to me, and I won't go into any details. You guys have the letters, which I didn't get because they were talking about me. But I wanted to inform those people who were part of this anonymous letter thing that if you really want to know what Trustee Kevin Gross is really about, ask me. Ask my friends and my family that are here today. I do what I do because of the love I have for this district and my children. And you. I'm not going to allow this to affect my attitude and my mood, because in this letter you were wrong. You're very wrong. Very wrong. Very wrong. The intent was to not give me a copy of it because you want to call separation. We have 2 brand new board members here who I'm just getting to know. They got the letter and they're reading it, and it talks about all this crap. It even talks about someone who's not here, so I don't even understand that part of it. But I need for you to know, and I need this board to know. And there's some things written in this that shows that they're getting information from someone who knows, because they put it in this letter. But I want to say to this board, and I've already said this to our board chair, my commitment is for peace, harmony, hard work, and dedication with us all, and we can only do that if we work together. So you read this letter and you accept what's being said, the intent is to cause separation. But if you have an issue with me, call me. Let's break bread and let's talk about it, because this means quite a bit to me. And I'm also asking, and I'll quit, and I'm asking that upon completion of this meeting, I would like to meet with the president and the superintendent, if I can, for about 5 minutes.
Sure.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I understand.
Trustee Miller.
You ain't gotta hit the clock on me. Watch this. About 30 seconds. I ain't gonna take the whole 5 minutes like Trustee Gross did. But on a serious note, thank you, everyone. Thank you to the board. Thank you to the citizens of Pontiac that chose me to represent this district. You know, to represent what's best for their students, their students. Jesus, take the wheel. Their grandkids, whatever capacity. You guys put your trust in me, and I am humbled. I will remain humble for the next 6 years by this opportunity, and I plan on using it to do the right thing. Okay, and that's just keeping it for real. There ain't no secret. Everybody who looked me up, no, I'm not from Pontiac. I'm from Detroit. Okay, I'm 7 Mile. I'm a 7 Mile girl, West Side. I've been in Pontiac 12 years. Let me clear everything up for you. I've been in Pontiac 12 years. I have a student at Pontiac High School. So my dedication is going to be from what I see as from a parental standpoint, in addition to from what I've experienced or what can benefit this district from a fresh set of eyes, because that's what I am. I didn't go to Pontiac schools. I went to Renaissance High School in Detroit, Michigan. Shout out Hail Mighty Phoenix. So I come with a fresh set of eyes, and I plan on using those eyes to unobjectively look at things from a different perspective. Thank you to everyone. I look forward to working with everyone, and let's get it done for 2025. Let's do it. Oh wait, I got one more thing. I'm sorry. I went on the I would like there were because I ain't from here, you know, a lot of people don't know me. There were some people that really like stood behind me and like uplifted me and was like, yo, you know what, you can do this. a lot of people don't even live in this district, but they know who they are, and I appreciate their support, and I appreciate them leading me and guiding me and telling me that I can make this step. My sister, Shannon Grota, was here to give me my oath of office. I appreciate her. She know I love her to death. Al was here to support me. He know I love him to death. Thank you so much for being here. I ain't got a huge circle like everybody else. My circle is small, but you know what? They know I love them, and I know they love me, so I appreciate that.
All right, thank you very much. Secretary Davis Smith.
Happy New Year, everyone. I just want to say that I love the CTE program presentation. It was great. Thank you, Peace and Rogers, for their presentation, and I was excited about that. I thought that was cute. So I don't get to Rogers very often, so let me know next time you guys are doing muffins or cupcakes or whatever. I'll donate. Just give me a week ahead, because I'm not in the bakery. So I wanted to donate that to you guys, because I go to Peace often and donate my time and stuff. So also to my new board members, welcome. And we are the previous board, we were like a family. We argue, fight, love each other, have a good time, and we're adults, so we can agree in a gracious way. So I'm here to help you ladies, and also Trustee Gross will help us along the way, because he's our senior board member. But we're here for the same reason, and that's just to make sure that our district move forward for our youth, and also to support our staff and our teachers and in administration. So I'm sad to hear about the letter. I didn't read it or whatever, but I know that Mr. Gross is always been here for the right reasons, and that's for our children, our youth. He's everybody knows him because he's been here for the kids, and so I don't want you ladies to think of nothing negative. We have always tried to be positive, and everything that we do for the right reasons, especially these my trustees that's on this board right now, and we're all in here for this fight. So I'm here for y'all. Y'all can call me, text me anytime. I'm up pretty early, so 5 o'clock. So it gets started with parents and teachers and things like that. So I just want to thank everybody again and again. Like I said, it takes everyone for us to be great, and it starts from the top, and we're the top of the chain for our district. So we're going to remain positive, and this is going to be a great year, and I'm here for whoever, teachers, buses, food service. I hear people saying, oh, you're somebody. We all somebody. I'm just a vote. I actually work for you guys. And that's what I want everybody to say. Thank you for my gifts. I really appreciate it, because really we need to be gifting you guys, because you guys are the ones doing the hard work. You're the ones who's going in there early in the morning, washing clothes for our babies who don't have them. Making sure that they're eating right and things of that nature. I mean, I know that you guys do go beyond the call of duty. And so, Rogers, I didn't know y'all were popping like that, so I do gotta get over there, because I know I have a great time with Walt Whitman, and I love my little baby, so I'm always at Peace and Alki, you guys. So I got to get over there to Rogers now. So thank you, and I'm here for you guys. Remember, Trustee Davis Smith worked for you. You don't work for me. Have a good night.
Thank you, ma'am. All right, Treasurer Terry. Any board comments, announcements?
Good evening, everyone. First off, once again, I want to say welcome again to my new trustees and returning trustee as well. Look forward to working with you guys. I think I got about 2 more years here, so before I have to do that whole election and stuff again. But welcome, and I'm looking forward to working with you. Second, I want to say, as far as the gifts go, I want to say thank you. I believe this one's from the administration staff. if I'm correct. This one's from the HR department as well. And then also, we got a little gift bag from the city of Pontiac. I want to say thank you again for the city of Pontiac for stopping through and just showing some love and support here. Next, I want to say also congratulations to everyone that received their recognitions. Just continue to push forward, continue to lead by example, continue to move forward with that education, and just let these students know that it doesn't matter how old you are, you can always improve and you always got room for improvement. So congratulations to you guys and continue moving forward. I want to say also thank you for the reports we received today. The CTE, obviously just an excited program that we have here at the district, and I'm looking forward to the many things that it has coming in the future for our kids, and for the ones that are coming here and the ones that had the opportunity to participate in it and move forward in their career out in life. Also want to say thank you for the presentations from Peace and from Frost. Great presentations. Also looking forward for more information as we go out throughout the year as well. I know reports are being compiled and everything as well, so we're just looking forward as we move forward to get those follow-up reports as well. So thank you for that information. Other items is discussions, great topics of discussions. Just excited about the EV buses. I know we've been waiting some time for these to come around, so hopefully by, I guess, next start of school year, we can have those up and running and on the road and taking full advantage of that and continue leading the way with the EV buses. Outside of that, I believe I said everything that I want to say, and congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Doing bigger and better things, so keep moving forward, and
I guess.
we got your back, we got your back, we got your back. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. VP Bowman.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thanks for the gifts. This is fantastic. I always love the gifts. I know there's no swag in here because they're little, but I still take it. This was a wonderful meeting, and I'm glad that we were able to put Dr. President here in place to continue to represent Pontiac on a larger scale. I'm grateful for the presentation that we had and the wealth of information that we received for the community, because oftentimes it's overlooked the progress that we continue to make in Pontiac. I'm proud to be on the Board of Education. I know that there are plenty of things where people say, well, Pontiac isn't doing so great. We're doing well. The children are well. Is that the statement? The children are well. So, and then as far as the CTE pathway program, I would like to, all of my trustees here, and I also would like to give a shout out to my former trustees, Carrie Tolbert, Sherman Williams, William Carrington, Mike McGinnis, and Carol Turpin, and Shaquana Davis Smith. When this program, the CTE Pathway Conversation started, that was the board that started the conversation. And to see this many years later, it finally come together. We still have a little further to go, but to see it before my term ends and its completion, it's a beautiful thing. So I'm grateful to serve. As my trustee said, we work for you all. Like, without you all, there's no us, and we thank you, because as we continue to work together, this is not a you and us, this is a we thing. We are this school district. So as we continue to move forward and press along, let's continue to thrive and rise. Thank you and good night.
All right, thank you very much. All right, as we get ready to wrap up, again, I want to say to Trustee Miller, Trustee Dooley, welcome aboard. We are definitely looking forward to serving with you. And of course, we love that we have our returning trustee, Mr. Trustee Gross here. We have lots of work to do here in our district, but the most important thing is we're here to do it for our students. We're here to make sure that we are providing the best education experience we can for the students within the Pontiac community, and so I look forward to serving and doing that work alongside each of you. Congratulations again to all of those that were acknowledged tonight, the CTE department, and as well as the others. This is an exciting time. There's so many opportunities, and I hope we can continue to move forward and doing the work and not get distracted and caught up by some of the other things that come along the way. So again, thanks to our Curriculum and Instruction Department for the presentation. The culture and climate is always so important, and Ms. Ewing, we see that your school has great energy over there, so thank you for all that you guys are doing over there amongst each other and for the students. Thank you to our board members for supporting me as we continue to move this district forward, stepping in and accepting extra responsibilities. I'll figure out the how and why later, but I'm happy to serve. And again, to our administration, thank you for your support. We are here to help and support you. We work together as a team, so we just thank you for acknowledging us and appreciating us for the work that we do alongside of you. So with that being said, I am going to now take a motion to adjourn our meeting.
So move.
All right, it's been moved by VP Bowman and supported by Trustee Dooley to adjourn our meeting. Any questions? Roll call.
Trustee Gross?
Yes.
President Hannah?
Yes.
Trustee Miller?
Yes.
Treasurer Terry?
Yes.
VP Bowman?
Yes.
I'm voting yes. And Trustee Dooley? That passes 7-0.
Thank you. The meeting is now adjourned at 8:30 p.m. Thank you guys for being here today, and thank you for those that have tuned in to watch.